Be me, 28 years old. Living inside parents' house for now. Master's degree hangs on peeling wall. Magna cum laude in gender studies. Useless paper in this capitalist hell. Job market hates educated critical thinkers. Spend days arguing strangers on Twitter. Feeling superior to the mindless sheep. Parents do not understand my genius. They beg me to find work. I refuse to participate in slavery. System is designed to break us. I will not become another cog. Only one person understands the struggle. Actually, no one understands my mind. Feel physically isolated in this room. Dust motes dance in stale air. Smell of old books and resentment. Social anxiety keeps me locked inside. World outside is hostile and crude. Prefer the safety of my theories. Hear noise from the basement below. It is my younger brother Matt. 22 and completely lost cause. He embodies everything wrong with men. Silent, stoic, obsessed with stupid machines. Spends all day staring at screens. Green text flows on black background. Probably doing something illegal or toxic. He never talks to anyone real. Just types away in the dark. Mom brings him plates of food. Weaponized incompetence at its very finest. He cannot even make a sandwich. I tell Mom she enables him. She sighs and ignores my wisdom. Matt needs to be properly educated. He needs to check his privilege. Decide to go downstairs and check. Descend the wooden stairs into darkness. Air gets colder as I descend. Smell of ozone and energy drinks. See him sitting in ergonomic chair. Blue light bathes his pale face. Wearing that ridiculous oversized anime hoodie. Cartoon girl with huge eyes on back. Objectification of women is his aesthetic. He does not hear me approach. Noise-canceling headset clamps his ears. Shouting commands at his virtual friends. Flank left, watch the mid now. Voice deep but lacks real authority. Playing soldier in a fantasy world. Pathetic display of repressed male aggression. I stand there watching him rot. He is wasting his prime years. Could be fighting for social justice. Instead he clicks heads for points. Feel a surge of righteous pity. I must save him from himself. Tap him hard on the shoulder. He jumps and pulls off headset. Looks at me with wide eyes. Deer in headlights look as always. Ask him what he is doing. Just coding something for a friend. Likely excuse for wasting more time. Tell him to come upstairs now. Mom needs help with the dishes. He says he is busy working. I scoff at his definition of work. Clicking buttons is not real labor. Tell him to grow up fast. He sighs and puts headset back. Ignores me to talk to screen. Rage builds up in my chest. Disrespected by a basement dwelling in cell. Unplug his computer tower from wall. Screens go black in an instant. Silence fills the cold basement room. He spins around in his chair. Face turns red with sudden anger. Tell him that was for education. Reality is not on a screen. He just stares at the floor. Does not even try to fight. Spineless coward needs to thank me. Walk back upstairs feeling very powerful. Helping him become a better man. He will appreciate this someday. Sit back at my messy desk. Fingers tremble slightly from the rush. Open laptop to check my notifications. Need to document this teaching moment. Type out the story for Twitter. Frame myself as the household martyr. Fighting against the toxic male laziness. Likes pour in from online friends. They call me a queen slayer. Dopamine hit masks the empty silence. Tell myself I am saving him. He would rot in that basement. I am the necessary friction here. Hear footsteps creaking on the stairs. Wait for him to yell back. Expect a tantrum or loud insults. Nothing but the sound of fridge. He is probably sulking in kitchen. Walk out to get some water. See him standing by the sink. He is wearing that purple hoodie. Cartoon girl printed on the back. Absolute cringe radiates from his posture. He does not even look up. Just stares at the running water. Pathetic display of passive-aggressive silence. Doorbell rings at that exact moment. Jessica is here for our study. Perfect timing for a social lesson. Open the door with a smile. Jessica walks in looking very chic. She spots Matt by the sink. He freezes like a startled deer. Jessica giggles at his anime shirt. Ask her if she likes cartoons. She says only for little kids. I sigh loudly for dramatic effect. Tell her Matt is developmentally delayed. He prefers two-dimensional women today. Real girls are too scary for him. Jessica laughs and covers her mouth. Matt grips the counter very tight. His knuckles turn white with tension. Face goes crimson red with shame. He does not say a word. Puts his glass in the sink. Walks past us with head down. Smell of stale air trails him. Jessica whispers that I am harsh. Shake my head at her naivety. Tell her shame is a tool. If I do not fix him, the world will break him later. We go to my room laughing. Spend hours discussing patriarchy and wine. Hear the front door open downstairs. Hear it close very softly later. Assume he went for a walk. Night passes with no more noise. Wake up the next morning late. House feels strangely cold and quiet. Walk down to the kitchen for coffee. Mom is crying at the table. Dad is staring at the floor. Ask them what is the drama. Dad points to the basement door. Walk down the stairs to check. The room is completely stripped bare. Computer tower is gone from desk. Monitors and cables are all missing. Dusty outline where the rig stood. Closet is empty of his clothes. Even the anime posters are gone. Nothing left but the bare mattress. He did not leave a note. He did not say goodbye to us. Walk back upstairs to the kitchen. Tell Mom to stop the crying. He is just throwing a tantrum. He will be back in days. He cannot survive in real world. He needs us to feed him. Dad looks at me with disgust. First time I see that look. Tell him I did a favor. Push the bird out of nest. Dad leaves the room without speaking. Mom just keeps sobbing into hands. Roll my eyes at the theatrics. Go back to my room upstairs. Check his social media for updates. Accounts are all deleted or private. Phone goes straight to voicemail tone. Email bounces back as user unknown. He really committed to the bet. Post about his departure on Twitter. Frame it as a victory lap. Toxic element removed from my safe space. Followers cheer for my mental health. Feel a strange knot in stomach. Ignore it and order some food. Days turn into quiet, empty weeks. House stays silent without his clicking. Mom stops cooking the big meals. Dad spends more time at work. I sit in my room alone. Refresh the feed for more likes. Silence in the hall is deafening. Tell myself I won the war. Freedom feels heavy on my shoulders. Try to focus on my writing. Words come out bitter and hollow. Realize I have no one to blame. No scapegoat for my daily frustrations. Just me and the glowing screen. Deep down I wait for him. Wait for him to come crawling. Begging for his old room back. Prove that I was right always. But the front door never opens. Seasons change outside the window pane. Still no word from the runaway. Dad retires early due to stress. Money gets tight in the house. They talk about selling the place. Tell me I need to move. 27 and still at home. Panic starts to set in slowly. Without Matt, I am the burden. Reality crashes in like a wave. Pack my bags with resentful hands. Move into a small studio apartment. Walls are thin and neighbors loud. No one here cares about my takes. Just another face in the crowd. Wake up to sound of traffic. Sunlight gray through the dirty window. Reach for phone out of habit. Zero messages from anyone that matters. Stomach growls but fridge is empty. Check bank account and feel sick. Double digits staring back at me. Need a job before rent is due. Open laptop to search for work. Resume looks pathetic on the screen. Massive gaps in my employment history. Lie about freelancing to fill space. Apply to warehouses and fast food. Humiliation burns deep in my chest. Used to think I was special. Genius waiting for the world to catch up. Now begging for minimum wage scraps. Heat up instant noodles for breakfast. Salt stings my cracked dry lips. Hear neighbors arguing through the wall. Screaming match about money and cheating. Put on headphones to drown it. Silence is worse than the noise. Thoughts start drifting back to Matt. Bet he has a silent house. Probably drinking espresso on a balcony. Hates me for ruining his childhood. Never said it but I know. Shake my head to stop thinking. Email notification pops up on screen. Interview request for a night shift. Stocking shelves at a grocery store. Better than talking to actual people. Put on my one good shirt. Smells like mothballs and old sweat. Walk outside into the humid air. People walk past without looking up. Invisible ghost haunting the city streets. Arrive at the store 10 minutes early. Manager looks younger than my brother. Eyes scan me with pure pity. Asks why I have no experience. Stumble through a rehearsed lie clumsily. He hires me out of desperation. Start tonight, he says, walking away. Uniform is tight around the waist. Polyester itches against my pale skin. 8 hours of moving heavy boxes. Back aches with a dull throb. Customers look through me like glass. See a group of friends laughing. Looks like Matt and his crew. Heart hammers hard against my ribs. Duck into an aisle to hide. Realize I am afraid of teenagers. Pathetic reality sinks in even deeper. Shift ends as the sun rises. Walk home with aching, tired feet. City looks ugly in morning light. Trash piling up on the sidewalks. Climb the stairs to my cell. Collapse onto the unmade bed fully closed. Dream of a life I wasted. Wake up with a dry throat. Cycle repeats for 3 straight weeks. Paychecks barely cover the monthly rent. Eating cheap processed slop every day. Skin turning gray and breaking out. Lose 5 pounds from skipping lunch. Mom calls me on Tuesday night. Voice sounds distant and very tired. Asks if I am eating well. Lie and say I am cooking. She tells me Matt got promoted. Vice President of Sales at 29. Swallow the bitter bile in throat. Say that is great for him. Hang up before eyes start crying. Throw phone across the small room. Screen cracks against the hard floor. Stare at the spiderweb fracture lines. Broken just like everything I touch. Sit in darkness for 4 hours. Miss the days of gaming all night. No energy left for old hobbies. Just work and sleep and rot. Decide to go for a walk. Need to escape these closing walls. Night air is cool and damp. Wander into a nicer part of town. Houses here have well-kept lawns. Windows glow with warm yellow light. See a family eating dinner together. Dad laughing at something Mom said. Looks exactly like we used to, before I became the family failure. Stand on sidewalk watching them exist. Stranger gives me a weird look. Realize I look like a creep. Pull hoodie up over my face. Walk faster back to the slums. Enter the apartment out of breath. Lock 3 deadbolts on the door. Safety feels like a distant memory. Open the cracked laptop once again. Check social media on an alt. Stalk Matt's profile for an hour. Photos of trips to exotic places. Smiling with a beautiful blonde girl. They look perfect and incredibly happy. Scroll down to the comment section. Mom wrote, "So proud of you." Dad commented, "Looking good, son." No comments on my last post. A meme I shared 2 years ago. Anger boils into a cold pit. Why did he get the genes? Why am I the genetic trash? Same parents but different outcomes entirely. Close the laptop with trembling hands. Need something to numb the pain. Found a bottle of cheap vodka. Leftover from the previous tenant maybe. Dusty glass and broken plastic seal. Take a swig straight from bottle. Burns going down but settles warm. Drink until the room stops spinning. Pass out on the rug floor. Wake up late for my shift. Panic sets in immediately and violently. Rush out door with unbrushed teeth. Forget my name tag on table. Run 3 blocks to the store. Manager is waiting by the clock. Arms crossed and tapping his foot. Tells me this is strike 1. Look at floor and mumble sorry. He sends me to clean bathrooms. Smell of bleach and human filth. Scrub the tiles on my knees. This is my life right now. Scrubbing shit for minimum wage pay. Tear falls into the mop bucket. Mix of sadness and pure rage. Finish the shift in total silence. Walk home in the pouring rain. Soaked to the bone and shivering. Get back to the cold apartment. Key jams in the old lock. Kick the door in frustration hard. Neighbors yell at me to stop. Shout back something incoherent and angry. Stumble inside and slam the door. Slide down against the peeling paint. Realize I am completely alone here. No Matt to fix my messes. No Mom to cook my dinner. Just me and the cracking walls. Darkness is my only friend tonight. Wonder if anyone would even notice. If I just disappeared right now. Probably just the landlord wanting rent. Laugh out loud in the dark. Sound is jagged and slightly manic. Sleep comes eventually but it hurts. Wake up to freezing cold air. Breath forms mist in the bedroom. Stomach growls loud and empty today. Check fridge, only see expired milk. Drink tap water from rusted sink. Taste of iron and bad choices. Shiver while putting on work clothes. Uniform smells like stale sweat and bleach. Look in the mirror, avoid eye contact. Reflection shows a hollow, broken shell. Grab keys and leave the apartment. Hallway smells of smoke and cabbage. Step out into the gray morning. Rain stopped, but the ground is wet. Walk to bus stop, head down. Avoid looking at anyone passing by. Feel like everyone knows my failures. Bus arrives late and completely packed. Squeeze into the back near door. Surrounded by people going to real jobs. Suits and ties versus my rags. Hold breath to avoid smelling them. Anxiety bubbles up in my chest. Count the stops until freedom comes. Get off early to walk instead. Cannot handle being crushed by strangers. Walk the last mile to work. Shoes are wet and socks squish. Arrive at the back employee entrance. Swipe card and light turns red. Try again, but it stays red. Panic starts to set in immediately. Knock on the heavy steel door. Manager opens it with a scowl. Look at his shoes and mumble. He tells me I am late again. Barely 2 minutes past the hour. He points a finger at my chest. Feel small and weak under gaze. Stumble inside and clock in manually. Hands shaking while holding the pen. Assigned to clean the grease trap. Stomach turns just hearing the words. Worst job in the whole building. Walk to the kitchen gathering supplies. Cooks yell orders and ignore me. Invisible ghost haunting the busy kitchen. Kneel down beside the grease trap. Pry open the lid with bar. Smell hits me like a hammer. Rot and decay and ancient food. Gag but force it back down. Dip the ladle into the sludge. Thick black goo sticks to everything. Splash some on my only pants. Eyes burn from the toxic fumes. Hear laughter from the prep line. Assume they are laughing at me. Anger boils under the surface again. Hands slip on the greasy floor. Drop the heavy lid with clamor. Loud bang echoes through the kitchen. Silence falls as everyone looks over. Face burns hot with pure shame. Manager storms in screaming my name. Yells about clumsy, useless idiot workers. Flinch at every loud spoken word. Retreat into my mind to escape. Imagine pushing him into the trap. Shake head to clear violent thoughts. Apologize quietly to the dirty floor. Ordered to clean mess right now. On hands and knees wiping sludge. Dignity is gone with the grease. Finish the task feeling less human. Break time comes hours later finally. Sit by the dumpster outside alone. Eat a stale granola bar slowly. Watch a rat run across pavement. Feel a kinship with the vermin. Both of us unwanted and hiding. Phone buzzes in my pocket once. Pull it out with trembling hope. Just a notification from a game. No messages from friends or family. Matt has not called in weeks. Realization hits harder than the smell. Truly abandoned in this concrete hell. Shift ends after an eternity passes. Manager tosses paycheck on the desk. Do not even say thank you. Grab the envelope and walk out. Open it under the street light. Number is smaller than I expected. Taxes and uniform fees ate it. Barely enough to cover the rent. Nothing left for food or heat. Despair settles heavy in my gut. Walk past the grocery store window. See fresh fruit and hot bread. Mouth waters but pockets are empty. Keep walking towards the liquor store. Bad habits call my name loudly. Fight the urge to buy oblivion. Need to save every single penny. Get home and count the cash. Short on rent by $50. Panic returns cold and sharp today. Landlord will kick me out surely. Pace around the small empty room. Walls seem to be closing in. Need to find money very fast. Look at my old gaming PC. Only thing of value I own. Built it with Matt years ago. Memories attached to every single part. Cannot sell it, it is me. But eviction is a real threat. Sit on the floor and cry. Pathetic sobbing of a grown man. Wipe nose on my dirty sleeve. Decision hangs in the air heavily. Survival or the last happy memory. Unplug the tower with shaking hands. Feel like I am killing a friend. Dust covers the case thick gray. Carry it to the pawn shop. Weight strains my tired weak arms. Enter the shop smelling of smoke. Guy behind counter looks bored stiff. Place the rig on the glass. He looks it over with disdain. Offers me a pitiful low amount. Barely covers the rent shortage needed. Try to haggle for a bit. He just points to the door. Take the cash and leave quickly. Walk home feeling lighter and hollow. Part of my soul stayed there. Pay the landlord through the slot. Safe for another month of misery. Sit on the floor in silence. Stare at the empty desk space. Rectangular dust outline remains on wood. Nothing left to distract me now. Just me and the dark thoughts. Silence is deafening in the apartment. Lie down on the bare mattress. Close eyes and wish for end. Wake up in a cold sweat. Morning light mocks my absolute failure. Reach for the mouse, grasping air. Phantom limb pain for the machine. Room feels strange without the hum. Stomach growls, demanding some cheap fuel. Check wallet, only silver coins remain. Must leave this rotting concrete box. Don the dirty hoodie, hide face. Step out into the blinding sun. Normies walk with purpose in life. Keep head down, eyes on pavement. Walk to the corner convenience store. Door chime announces my unwanted presence. Grab instant noodles, cheapest calorie source. Cashier is a girl from high school. Panic rises in my chest instantly. She looks happy, vibrant, and alive. I look like a rotting corpse. Place items down, hands shaking violently. She smiles, eyes show sudden recognition. Hey, didn't we have class together? Cannot handle the crushing perceived judgment. Mumble something incoherent and turn away. Leave the food, just need escape. Sprint back to the apartment safety. Locked door, slide down against wood. Breath comes in short, sharp gasps. Hunger remains, but shame is stronger. Now I have absolutely nothing left. No computer, no food, no dignity. The walls start to close in. Shadows stretch long across the floor. Mind begins to eat itself alive. Crumpled pawn shop receipt in pocket. Unfold it, staring at the numbers. That paper is my life's worth. A month of roof, zero joy. Hear laughter from the neighbors nearby. Reminds me of everything I lack. Isolation is not peace, it is torture. Curl up tight, shivering in darkness. The quiet screams louder than noise. Time loses meaning in this void. Sudden pounding shatters the fragile silence. Heart leaps into throat, pulse racing. A familiar voice screeches my name. Open up, I know you're inside. Recognize that voice, my personal tormentor. It is her, it is always her. My sister, the architect of my ruin. Crawl toward the door, legs trembling. Do not want to let her in. She has a key, of course. Lock clicks, handle turns, door swings. Light floods in, blinding my eyes. She stands there, radiating smug superiority. God, it smells like death in here. She wrinkles nose in performative disgust. Steps inside without asking for permission. Mom sent me to check on you. We were worried about your mental state. Lies, she came to feed on misery. I retreat to the corner, defenseless. Look at you, pathetic and broken. This is what toxic masculinity gets you. She kicks a pile of dirty clothes. Where is your computer? Sold it. She laughs, a sharp, cruel sound. Finally gave up on that stupid startup. I told you it was problematic. Tech bros are ruining the world anyway. I say nothing, I have no voice. You should thank me, you know. I saved you from becoming a monster. Her words twist reality like a knife. You were obsessed with systems and control. Now you are humble, this is growth. Starving, freezing, dying, she calls it growth. Anger flickers somewhere deep in the cold. Here, I brought you some leftovers. Tosses a foil-wrapped package on the floor. Like feeding a stray, mangy dog. Don't say I never help you. She scans the room, checking for contraband. Did you pawn the server too? My eyes dart to the empty desk. Good, that thing was a hate machine. She pulls out her phone, takes photos. Documenting your journey for my blog. The deradicalization of a lonely male. I want to scream, but throat is dry. You look better this way, less threatening. I am a skeleton wrapped in rags. She smiles, that same predatory grin. I have to go, yoga class. Eat the food, don't die yet. She turns, leaving the door wide open. Heels click-clack down the hallway stairs. Cold draft sweeps in from the corridor. Crawl to the door and slam it. Slide the deadbolt, shaking uncontrollably. Stare at the foil ball on floor. Dignity screams to leave it alone. Survival instinct screams louder to eat. Tear open the foil with jagged nails. Half a sandwich, stale and cold. Shove it into mouth, barely chewing. Tears mix with the dry bread. She took everything, even my pride. But she mentioned the server, The startup. The code is backed up online, cloud. I only need a terminal to access. But I have no device, nothing. The receipt in my pocket burns hot. Need to get the laptop back. But the pawn shop wants cash. I have $0 to my name. Look at the sandwich wrapper, trash. Wait, a thought sparks in the dark. The university library, public access terminals. Hey, didn't we have class together? The girl from earlier, the recognition. I still have my old student ID. It might still work for building access. Hope is a dangerous, painful thing. But lying here is a slow death. Drag myself up from the dirty floor. Wash face in the stained bathroom sink. The corpse in the mirror looks back. Eyes are hollow but burning with hate. Hate is better fuel than food. Put on the least dirty hoodie. Pocket the ID and the receipt. Step out into the hostile world. The sun is setting, shadows lengthen. Walk towards the campus, miles away. Legs feel like lead head spins. People on the street look away. I am a ghost haunting the living. Every step is a battle against gravity. Night falls, temperature drops, wind bites. Reach the campus gates, breathless, dizzy. Security guard is distracted by phone. Slip past the turnstile, it beeps. Green light, I am still in system. Rush towards the 24-hour library block. The warmth of the building hits me. Smells like old paper and coffee. Find a secluded terminal in corner. Sit down, the chair feels like heaven. Hands hover over the plastic keyboard. Log in, please let it work. Welcome student, the screen lights up. Access the cloud repository, it's there. The failed startup code, the pivot. My sister called it a hate machine. It is an algorithm for market prediction. I built it to understand chaos, to find order in a world of noise. Run the simulation on the library network. The numbers start to flow, green. It works better than I remembered. While I starved, the bot was learning. Check the account balance linked to it. My breath catches in my dry throat. 0. Wait, pending transactions, history. It has been trading in simulation mode. I need to switch it to live. But I need initial capital, seed money. I have nothing, absolutely nothing to invest. The algorithm is perfect but useless. Without money, it is just code. Head falls into hands, so close. Hey, are you okay? A voice. Look up, it is the girl. The one from the food encounter. She works here, or studying late. You look like you're going to faint. Panic rises, urge to run returns. I'm fine, voice cracks unused. She pulls a chair, sits nearby. I'm Sarah, we were in Ekin. Sarah, the name from the prophecy. In the video, Sarah is the key. You're Matt Wright, the quiet genius. She remembers, she sees me. My sister said girls find me creepy. Sarah does not look scared, concerned. I haven't seen you in months. I've been working, I lie. Point to the screen, the code. She looks at the cascading numbers. Is that a trading algorithm? She leans in, smelling like vanilla. My dad works in high-frequency trading. This logic, it's incredibly efficient. Heart pounds for a different reason. It works, I whisper, but no capital. She looks at me, then the screen. How much do you need to start? A few hundred to test live. She bites her lip, thinking hard. I can lend you 500. Stare at her, is this real? Why would you do that? I ask. Because you were the only one who actually understood the course you work. And you look like you need a win. She pulls out a credit card. Transfer it to your trading account. Pay me back when you're rich. She smiles, genuine, warm, human. My sister's voice screams in my head. She is manipulating you, a trap. She pities you, you are pathetic. Push the voice down, drown it. Take the card with trembling fingers. Enter the details, funds added. Activate the live trading module. The algorithm engages with the market. Thank you, I choke out, tears. Don't mention it, get some food. She hands me a granola bar. Leaves me alone with the machine. Watch the numbers, red, red, green. It begins, the ascent from hell. Sleep in the library chair, hidden. Wake up to the screen glowing. Balance $580. It made profit. It works, it actually works. I am not a loser, not anymore. But the world doesn't know yet. My sister doesn't know yet. A cold, dark satisfaction settles in. I will build this in silence. I will let them think I rotted. and then I will buy the world.